Chapter 15. The Discovery bobs in the river as the gentlemen on board unfurl her sails. There is no wind yet, but their intent is clear. They have loaded up all of our food, and as soon as a breeze lifts, they will set sail for England. There are 10 or 12 gentlemen on board, and they are leaving the 25 of us commoners behind to starve. In twos and threes, men come out from the fort to stare at the Discovery. "I'll shoot them all," one of the soldiers declares. He prepares to load his musket. "Don't be stupid," Henry says. "They'll shoot you before you can fire a second shot, and they'll hit some of the rest of us as well." "They've already killed us," says John Leyden. "You think we'll make it through the winter? The river will freeze over our fish nets. The birds are already gone, and there's nothing more to harvest. We might as well be shot. At least it will be a quick death. My stomach grumbles for its breakfast. I wonder how long it takes to die of hunger. I wonder if it hurts." The men continue to argue. Some think we'll be able to trade with the Indians, and others insist that the Indians will not trade now in midwinter, when they are probably going half hungry themselves. Many want to kill the gentleman or die trying. Reverend Hunt is standing near me. He is staring out at the ship, his face set in grim lines. "Is it all lost, Reverend?" I asked him. "Are we doomed?" He puts his hand on my shoulder. "Do you see any wind?" he asks. I take a good look at the surface of the river. There's hardly a ripple. I shake my head. "Then the Discovery is not going anywhere. Yet. There's time for me to pray for a miracle." He walks off in the direction of the fort to the chapel. I listen to the men argue about how to shoot to kill the most gentlemen at once. Richard touches my arm. His bright eyes are bright. "Look," he whispers, pointing back behind us. At first I think I am seeing a vision, that my imagination is playing tricks. I see a dozen native men emerging from the forest near the fort. Some are bare-chested despite the cold, and some have deerskin mantles thrown over one shoulder. They are walking quickly. There is one man among them who is not quite a native, though not quite a white man either. His hair is reddish-brown, but long and shaggy. He is wearing a deerskin mantle and also slops and shoes. Suddenly, it's as if my eyes clear and I know who I am seeing. "Captain Smith!" I cry, and I run full speed to greet him. Everyone starts clamoring at once. "They're leaving us. They've stolen our food. We've no stores left. Those no good lazy gentlemen. We'll starve. Where have you been?" Captain Smith holds up his hand to silence us. "Help me with the cannons," he orders. We follow him to the fort, and our soldiers work to load the cannons and aim them squarely at the Discovery. Then Captain Smith marches down to the water's edge. "Halt or be sunk," he shouts. "Disembark at once or die." We watch as the gentlemen on board the ship huddle and talk. After a few minutes of conferring with one another, Master Archer shouts out, "Where are Jehu Robinson and Thomas Emery?" Captain Smith shakes his head. "Dead," he answered, "killed by the savages." The gentlemen confer some more, and then begin to load the longboat with provisions to bring back to shore. A cheer goes up among the commoners. Our food is being returned to us, but I have an uneasy feeling. Why did the gentlemen change their minds as soon as Captain Smith told them that those two men are dead? I watch them paddle the longboat toward shore and think it almost feels too easy, this change in their plans. We turn our attention to Captain Smith with 100 questions. "Where did you go? Why did you stay away so long? Did you bring corn? Did the Indians try to kill you?" "Later," he says. "I will tell you all about it later." The group of native men who have come with Captain Smith stand quietly watching as the gentlemen roll barrels of provisions up the riverbank. Once the Discovery has been unmanned, Captain Smith turns back toward the fort. "Payahaga," he says to the native men. "That means to go with him," I say to Richard. Richard and I follow too. Captain Smith brings the men to the fort, where two of our cannons sit perched on an artillery platform. He speaks to them in Algonquian as best he can. "Here, guns, I promised to great Powhatan." You take to him. My jaw drops open. We are forbidden to give the Indians muskets or swords, but Captain Smith is giving them cannons? The Indian men gather around one of the cannons to lift it. They strain, switch positions, team up, push and pull with all their might. Their faces turn red, veins on their necks stand out, and they sweat despite the icicles hanging from the trees. I glance over at Captain Smith and see that he is stifling a smile. "I give something easy for carry," he offers. The would-be cannon carriers look relieved. They finally leave with handfuls of intricately colored glass beads, some bells, small